Hey everyone, how's the sound right now? I don't think I messed with it too much, so let me know. Okay, perfect. Let's just give it a minute while the lives load. Hello, Ray, Don. How's it going? Just gonna be doing a live cooking. So, I guess we could get started. Music and mic are good. Okay, good, perfect. Hey Ray, I don't know if you want to watch us on YouTube, but I've got better views. Thank you. Yeah, I got it for my birthday, just last month. Being is the new black. So yeah, so I've got a link in my bio if you want to shoot over to YouTube. You can see into the pot and when I'm cutting, and I've got some music in the background and stuff like that. It's just a better experience. I kind of just turn on the Instagram live so that if someone wants to just jump in and see. But today we are going to be making a soup. I'm going to be using some soft tofu and some of these other ingredients like bok choy. I've got some enoki mushrooms, right? And I've got some seaweed, right? So it's a dried seaweed I'm going to be tossing into the soup to give it a nice flavor. And then I'm going to be making the noodles with zucchinis. So I'm going to be making zucchini noodles. I call them Zoodles, so just in case you're wondering what the name was. So yeah, I might as well get started. And so let's turn on the heat. I'm going to go on high, and I've got about 2 cups of water here. I'm just going to get this ready and just pour this in there. So get our broth going nice and warm, and then we get the other ingredients popping in there. So how has everyone's week been so far? Hey, lucky little garden. Just started to follow each other, I believe, right? Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. If any of you want to shoot over to the YouTube, I've got better views and stuff like that. So the link's in my bio, just in case you're wondering. So today I'm going to be making a soup with soft tofu. I'm going to be making noodles with zucchini. Oh yes, so far. Okay, great. And I've got my little Zoodle noodle maker here. So I'm going to put my zucchini in here and make some noodles for our soup. Okay, so I'm just getting the water heated, and I might as well just start with the other ingredients. So I've got like a brand new jar. I should have opened this prior. Got a brand new jar of Better Than Bouillon vegetable. Hello, Shaniki. So, okay. So I've got my Better Than Bouillon here. I'm going to be making a soup. So I'm going to take about two tablespoons of the Better Than Bouillon, right? And put it into the soup. It's easier to get this to dissolve when it's hot. Yeah? You like the Better Than Bouillon? Or wait, are you talking about the zucchini noodles? I only started using the Better Than Bouillon recently. I was looking for another soup base to use for my like faux Vietnamese type soups, and I looked up Better Than Bouillon to be a good alternative for it. Okay, so that's one. I'm gonna put the next one in. You don't want it to get stuck to the bottom and clump up. Oh, Better Than Bouillon, yeah, perfect. Yeah, normally I use, we're in Canada, I'm in Canada here, so we have this soup mix. It kind of looks like Lipton's. You can buy it at Bok Barn. I really recommend it. It's a pretty good one. It has a little bit more of a chicken flavor to it. It's vegetarian or vegan, but it's got like the Lipton's soup mix taste to it, so yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I don't have a clump of Better Than Bouillon in there. Okay, there we go. Let's close this up. Do you find that it you go through it pretty quickly? You said it's a staple. I opened one like a couple months ago, but I was surprised at how quickly it went. So now I'm gonna add some of my classic chili garlic sauce. Sometimes I name it garlic chili sauce, sometimes I name it chili garlic sauce. It's the one with the rooster on it. I really like this brand. For some reason I was reordering online, and I must have picked the small size. For today I'm only gonna put a tablespoon of this in. Okay, so now I can start doing my prep. Okay, so I've got some Bok Choy, I've got some Enoki, and I've got some zucchini that I have to put through this. So this is going to be a pretty quick meal. So I think I'm going to just put my tofu in here. My soft tofu. I just want to get this off my spoon. I was planning on using this spoon to eat. It's mixing up. So let's get our soft tofu open. There's always a little bit of liquid in here. I like to just cut my tofu right in the container, right? So just put your knife in, just cut. Not going to make it tiny. I like them to be big chunks because it's like basically it's like a pocket of creamy goodiness, right? It's solid but not really. Almost, I guess it's got a very similar consistency to like a jello. Do you use soft tofu in your cooking? Or your soups? Thank you. Soft tofu is amazing in soups because you get it in there, it's warm, and then you take a bite and it's got the. It's just soft tofu. Just soft. It's I guess it could be called silken tofu. I've always thought silken tofu was more like what's it called? More like a pudding almost, right? Like I guess you could use this for desserts and stuff, but I generally use it in soups. So I'm gonna cut my bok choy. I like to have these little chunks in there as well. Toss this in there. Toss the bok choy in there. Now the bok choy doesn't really need a lot of time to cook, but that's fine. And then I've got my enoki. So you're just gonna cut the end off the enoki here, right? Because it's gonna give like a noodle type consistency as well to the dish, right? So just break it up a little bit so it doesn't all stick together, and then drop that in there. Just let it sit on top of the bok choy if you want. Some of these you just have to be careful it doesn't get overcooked. So I've got a fork here. I'm going to use a fork to stir it up a bit. Not really stir, but I just want to see the mushrooms get into the water, the broth, so it's not like sitting above, right? It would never cook through. Hello, Renan. I'm on YouTube if you want to join me. Now I'm going to add a little bit of oyster sauce, right? So let me just turn my camera over to cooking surface. Come on. Perfect. Okay. So put some oyster sauce here. So this is a vegetarian oyster sauce. I believe it's just made with oyster mushrooms. It's thick though. Come on. So it's like 2 tablespoons. But I want to get this. I need to knock the back of it. There we go. There we go. Just let it kind of sit in the sauce there. Perfect. Okay, that's that. And then I'm gonna add some ginger in there too. So just gonna take the skin off this ginger, and just a little bit of ginger. I'm not gonna overdo the ginger, and I might actually even leave it. Normally I've been just putting ginger powder into things, which is great for letting it to kind of mix into sauces. So I'm just gonna cut it into like some small bits, just to give it a light flavor, and just a little bit of ginger there. Toss that in there, and I'm gonna give it a quick mix, and I'm gonna turn off the heat because I'm gonna let the heat that's in this kind of already got going here, just to keep it that temperature, because I don't want everything to dissolve too much. The green, you check for that. Okay, let's see. Hey, how's it going, buddy? You got to the most exciting part. I'm gonna make zucchini noodles. Okay, so let's get this going. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this been done before, but you know what? You need to have a flat surface, so I'm gonna cut the end. Let's get this camera back over here. Okay, so you need to cut the edge so you have a flat surface, right? I think both sides you need a pretty good surface. So you got 2 good flat surfaces there, and then you're gonna take zucchini and try to center it on the blade here. Push that in, and then kind of stick it into the back here, right? Hopefully you can see this. And then you got a crank in the back here, right? So you got this crank. just going to turn it. And it's gonna make noodles. Isn't that amazing? The ultimate gluten-free noodle. Now, depending on how long you want these, you can just kind of break them off. You just pull them right out, right when you're satisfied with the length, or you can just kind of snip it, because these are going to be pretty long noodles here, right? I'm going to keep on going. Look at that. And you will get some like just some ends like this, which is fine. You can put them in your soup or not, right? I got about halfway done, and there's a lot of noodles in there. You know what? I think I'm just going to stop it because it'll be too many noodles for me. I can feed an entire family with these noodles. So just let me grab a couple and show you what they look like up close. Right? It's pretty cool, right? I'm doing well. Doing well. Been a pretty quick week. Let me just pull this out of here. Now the cleanup's pretty easy. You just pull this right out of here and just kind of give this area a nice little run through, right? And this device is pretty cool because it's got a couple different types of blades. You can go with a flat blade. You can go with a wider noodle, right? But I like this one because this is like a very, it's like similar to the ramen size, right? So let's get this in there. And you can eat zucchinis raw, right? So let's put this camera back here. Why is it trouble? There we go. It's a nice up close and personal view. So the zucchini doesn't need to get cooked too much, and just kind of let it sit a bit and absorb all the flavors in there. And the last thing I'm going to toss in here is the wakame. Right, so this is like a dried seaweed, right? And it's very tiny. You would think you got to be really careful not to overuse this, because I'll show you, like this little bit, like a little pinch of this will become like huge in the water because it'll Oh, did you leave? I didn't even notice. Yeah, so this, when you put this into the water, it's just gonna, I wish I could just show you on, just kind of like do it separate or something, because it's got a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got a very, salty, it's got a lot of salt content in it, right? So, it will make the soup more savory. Just gonna let this mix around a bit. Wow, it smells pretty good. Yeah, this oyster sauce is something that I looked for a while, and I was able to get a large pack of it. Oh, the internet booted you off. I know. Sometimes I get an alert and I click on it by accident, or I try to swipe it and it like pops me right out of the app, so I know what it feels like. But and so this is what the zucchini looks like. because it's going through and just like making noodles out of it. I don't know if you can see that. It's got lines in it. But yeah, you can eat zucchini raw. I like zucchini raw too. You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit more. Maybe I over exaggerated how big, because I know I've put in like, you know, a small amount before and been like, whoa, there's too much seaweed in here now. So I like kind of doubled the size that I showed you. Well, the great thing about this is it doesn't take too long to rehydrate. Oh, so this is, it's one that has 3 blades in it, so it's got like a bigger noodle, a blade, and it's got a flat blade as well, but I know there's a lot of these on the market. I may have, you know what, I may be able to do a giveaway of one, if you guys are interested. There we go. Okay, so that is done. Just grab myself a bowl. Trusty bowl here. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna grab the noodles first. The noodles, the enoki, any large pieces, and then I'll come back for the broth. I got a ladle too. Oh, there we go. It's splashing. What do you think? Count you in, definitely. I'll make a post about it. I'm gonna grab this. Look at this. Look at this big juicy piece of soft tofu here. Put that right on top of my bowl. There we go. That's this is a lot of food, but you know what? With soups, I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't really drink a lot of the broth. Yeah, I want to get a little bit of the flavor, but I don't try to drink too much of the broth. Let me taste it though. Wow, all those flavors that we mixed together. There's a lot of broth in here. It's burning my fingers. How can I describe it? It's kind of got like because of the seaweed, and then there's a little bit of that kick of the ginger in there, and then with the mushrooms, right, with the oyster sauce, it's got a bit of like a fish stew type vibe to it, right? Yeah, and then the thing is, because of the soft tofu, right, even if I next time if I use a medium tofu, soft tofu and fish have a very similar texture, right? So whew, that was hot. taste it with some hot broth. Wow. I haven't even got to the noodles yet. Let me try some noodles now. So the cool thing about the Enoki is a pretty good substitute for noodles too. Right? So if you got enough Enoki, or bean sprouts is a pretty good substitute for noodles too if you're just trying to get away from flour, from wheat flour. Wow. Look at that. What do you think? I think I'm gonna have to start replacing my noodles with more of these zucchini noodles. Try the thicker ones because it's like the consistency after it gets a little bit of heat to it. It's got some really good consistency too. So with bean sprouts will get more translucent and soft, but this holds up the consistency really well. Thank you. Yeah. Now you guys have the recipe. Just give it a try. There aren't very complicated elements of this recipe, right? So even if you have to leave the oyster sauce out. Ooh. Splash. How's everything going, Renan? What did you have for lunch today? Orange as a dessert, awesome. You had rice, beans, potato, cauliflower, beets. Sounds pretty tasty. How do you make your beets? Is it raw, or do you steam them, or? This time it was raw. I had beets last night. I made a juice. Actually, that's why the board looks a little red here. I don't know if you noticed it, but I like actually I like eating beets cooked or raw or juiced. Beets are awesome. What kind of beans do you like to eat? Do you have a favorite? This look how dark that sauce is, right? The soup broth. It's so rich. Got a little bit of bok choy, a little bit of seaweed, some enoki, and some tofu. Black-eyed peas, yeah, those are pretty good. I think one of my favorite beans is chickpea. And a close second, I like navy beans for some reason. I'm not sure if edamame is, I guess edamame is considered a bean, right? Soybean. So English isn't your first language, or? Oh, that was good. You know what? I still got some left in here. That's the great thing about soup. It's basically like cooking the food as you eat, right? English is your second language. Awesome. Navy beans? They almost look like a white kidney bean. Just bit into a garlic or ginger. Thought it was tofu. You must know chickpeas though, right? Oh, that was good. Hey, I'm just almost done the stream here. I made a soft tofu soup. It had enoki mushrooms, some seaweed, some bok choy, and I made zoodles with my trusty spiralizer. So you missed that, but you can catch it on the replay. I have to give this a nice little scrub and put it away. But yeah, that I believe that is it for today. You enjoy making hamburgers with chickpeas? Yeah, those are chickpea hamburgers are really good. Do you bread them or do you just like make them into the patty? Hello everyone. I'm actually going to be shutting down because my pot's empty. I already cooked and ate and everything. We only have the broth left in my bowl, like little particles. Anyways, so bye everyone. Thank you for joining, and I'm going to turn off the Instagram stream. Bye. Well, you make it into a patty and then you smash them up. Do you freeze them? Do you like make a lot and you freeze them and then you reheat them for next time, or do you always make them fresh? Because I like the idea of like making like, you know, maybe like 8 patties or something like that and coming back to them anytime you want them. You make a lot of them at once. Good. Well, thank you for joining me on the live. And I hope you have a great weekend. I hope to see you on the vegan Discord server sometime soon. And bye guys. Thank you. Bye, have a great one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great one.